Continuing in part 3.
Oh no! We said grab too loud and now Bowser is running over and he's weirdly fast for some reason. Faster than Inkling fast!
Wait, what? Why is he that fast?
In Ultimate, Bowser has great ground speed and frame data despite being the heaviest character in the game. Combine that with good out-of-shield options and Bowser's disadvantage is actually tolerable. On top of all that, Bowser has a crazy good command grab that kills early, good nair combos, and good ledge trapping tools. The King is back and in rare form. Leon has shown just how good Bowser can be too, scoring pretty high placings and upsets. However, as players have learned how to fight against Bowser, the character has stagnated a little. He's good, but he does exploit matchup inexperience to look better than he really is. He also has both some really strong and really weak matchups, which makes him harder to solo main reliably. While he can annihilate some characters that can't deal with his moves, he can suffer against the small, combo-focused characters that can dodge his attacks, build huge percentage leads, and
Koopa is the strongest low tier with terrible defense. However, he has high speed despite being a turtle. Unfortunately, he can't wall jump and has a low recovery. Give him a higher defense spirit with 3 jump ups. Maybe a 10% power increase.
Edgeguard him. NESS is just the example of a small character with tons of combos. NESS has a lot of great combo starters, a great kill throw, pretty nice ledge trapping, and some pretty good movement options. He's got some great players who have great results too, namely Best NESS and Gact. NESS struggles to recover against some characters who can call out his heinous air dodge or interrupt his up special safely. However, his recovery isn't as big a problem as his range. NESS doesn't have the tools to break the wall of disjoints a lot of characters can put up. His aerials don't have the size or the duration to challenge the many good sorties in the cast. NESS is a pretty strong character that can handle a lot of matchups well, but he struggles against an important archetype and that keeps him from high tier. That might be good for our ears though. This character can be fun to watch, but he is not fun to listen to.
NESS has a low offense, but great defense. However, he has low speed, can't wall jump, and has low recovery. Just give him Supersonic with 2 jump ups and another speed up.
Here's another character that communicates through unintelligible yelling. Link. Although Link's yelling at least isn't so high-pitched and high-frequency. Link has great results from the Japanese player T, and from his neutral air. Link's neutral air lasts a long time and has a massive hitbox, making it frustratingly good for a lot of scenarios. Link also has pretty good frame data, good range tools, a nice stage control tool with his bomb, and good disjoints. Link could easily be high tier, but his recovery is pretty exploitable for a lot of the better characters. Plus, he's as slow as the Belmonts, making him one of the slower characters in the whole cast, so he can't really chase down and pressure characters or run away from and camp characters that well. He also doesn't have that many other moves as strong as neutral air, which means he can be a bit over-reliant on it and predictable.
Link has low offense, defense, speed, and can't wall jump. However, he has average recovery, high balance spirit with 3 speed ups. Next, the high tier. And boy howdy, the most overrated starts here.
And that leads us perfectly into our first high tier on the list, SHULK. SHULK is potential incarnate, and he's honestly showing that potential more and more each tournament. SHULK has Ike-like hitboxes combined with a unique mechanic that completely changes his base stats and game plan. SHULK's Minato arts let him access brand new combos and give him one of the most dynamic neutral games in Ultimate. His Smash art gives him absurd ledge trapping and kill power. His Speed art makes him a combo machine that can't be pinned down. His Shield art lets him stay alive and escape combos. His Jump art can let him avoid enemies, recover from really low, and make crazy efficient edgeguards. And that's not even talking about Buster, his most high-risk, high-reward art. SHULK mains have to learn all of these and learn dial storage on top of that. Plus, they've got lots of combos and spacings to practice as well. Like Ike, SHULK's huge hitboxes are balanced out by lag, and if an opponent breaks through his wall of disjoints, they can make SHULK look like an under-leveled RPG character. However, learning dial storage, shield arts combo breakers, and spacing lets SHULK counter the enemy's advantage and sometimes turn the momentum. SHULK stays in high tier right now because he still struggles with some of the top tiers. But with the way Nico and Tomei are playing, that may change soon.
SHULK is the second strongest in the bottom tier to low offense, but great defense. However, his speed is low, but can be the second fastest. Unfortunately, he can't wall jump, but has average side recovery. His up recovery can be low to average, or is it above? For him, a high offense spirit with 3 speed ups and 1 jump up. So yeah, mostly overrated.
While we're talking about potential, let's also talk a bit about Wolf. Wolf has had a really weird trajectory in Ultimate's meta. He started out incredibly hyped up, top 5 character levels of hyped up. Pretty much every top competitor picked up Wolf because he was so solid all around. Then, bit by bit, the top competitors stopped using him. Wolf lost a lot of his prominent mains like Zachary, Tweak, and MKLeo. At that point, he seemed overrated. While he wasn't weak in any one area, he also didn't seem to have the strengths that top tiers had. So we dropped him to high tier. However, now that truly dedicated Wolf mains have had time with the character, he's starting to look even better. He's also starting to look like he has a lot more depth than what we first figured. Players like K9, Larry Lur, Orion, and Charlie the King are showing what this character can do. While none of these players made top 50 in this PGRU season, there's a strong chance at least one of them makes it next season. In terms of actual strengths, Wolf's got a lot. He's a weird fusion of Swordy and Space Animal, so he's got great air movement and combo power, and he's got great hitboxes and neutral tools. His tech chase game is incredibly potent too, and one read can lead to a stock. His disadvantage can be tricky because of his weight, fall speed, and recovery, but his neutral air is a great defensive tool, so his defense is still better than most. Wolf dropped to high tier for now, but don't be surprised if this Renegade flies back up to S tier.
Wolf has terrible offense, but great defense. However, his speed is low. Fortunately, his wall jump is average. Too bad his recovery is low. For him, high offense spirit, 2 jump spirits, 2 speed spirits, and maybe increase his power by 10%.
Okay, now here's a character who came up the list and made it into our high tier, Youngling. Like Wolf, Youngling also had a hot start in Ultimate, only to cool off once he got dropped by Tweak. Honestly, we could talk a lot about Tweak's character changes and the way they shaped the upper tiers. Youngling had 2 big problems. He was lightweight and he couldn't kill. These two are a pretty bad combination, as Youngling's opponent can get rage and steal the lead out from under him. However, Nintendo recently buffed Youngling by making his Zair a lot stronger, which gave him new kill confirms. Plus, they made up air and up smash kill earlier. On top of that, Youngling mains like Toast were already working out new ways to get kills at lower percentages. Add those meta changes to Youngling's established strengths like damage output, small hurtbox, great movement, great projectiles, and disjoints, and you get a high tier. In time, you might even get a top tier. But we don't want to jump the gun. We want to wait and see what this new buffed Youngling can do first.
Youngling has terrible offense and defense, but has average speed. Unfortunately, he can't wall jump. Luckily, his side recovery is average and has a high up recovery. Just a high balanced spirit. Okay, this one actually comes close to high tier. So not too overrated. Good job.
We've got another figure from the old days of gaming coming into high tier. We're talking about Game & Watch, one of Ultimate's weirdest fighters. Game & Watch took a little while to get into high tier because his kit was so weird that we didn't understand its strength right away. Honestly, a lot of pros didn't either. However, Meister has shown what this character can do, and pros like Zachary have shown they can do it too. If you ask people what makes Mr. Game & Watch so good, you'll hear the words up B out of shield more than anything else. But you need more than just that to be high tier. And Mr. Game & Watch has a lot more than that. He's got insane combos and damage. He's got insane raw kill potential from Judge, back air, down air, and his tilts. He's got a hellish advantage state from his forward air and up air. And he's got some of the best out of shield options, recovery tools, and landing options in the whole game. So why isn't he top tier? Well, he could be, but it could be the case that players haven't adapted to him yet. MKLeo has said some of the 2D Grandpa's strength comes from competitors not knowing the matchup. Given how unique and weird his neutral is, matchup knowledge could mean a lot and could keep Game & Watch from top tier. Plus, Game & Watch is also the 3rd lightest character in the game. So even though he has lots of ways to stay safe, he dies really quickly if he's not careful. He also struggles against a lot of really popular top-tier characters like Lucina, Palutena, and ZSS. So we're keeping the godfather of handheld gaming in high tier for now.
Mr. Game & Watch is the 3rd strongest with great defense. However, he has low speed and can't wall jump. Fortunately, he has a high side recovery. Unfortunately, his up is low. So for him, 3 speed ups and 1 jump up.
There's a high tier that's even lighter than Game & Watch. It's PICHU, the baby rat. PICHU is the lightest character in the game by a pretty wide margin, and it's a big part of what keeps him out of top tier. Despite having crazy damage, edgeguarding, speed, and being super hard to hit. Pichu's self-damage and kill power nerfs from earlier patches also made him much easier to camp out. While we still see players like Black Twins, Neotono, and Arfang do well with him, this little dude is nowhere near the feared character he was. Now, he's pretty solidly high tier. He can invalidate some mid tiers and has an incredible offense, but he just dies too early and does too much.
Pichu has low offense and terrible defense. Fortunately, his speed is high. Unfortunately, his wall jump is low. Luckily, he has a high side recovery. Too bad his up is low. My advice, high offense and higher defense spirit with 2 jump ups.
Damage to himself to be top tier. Olimar has a lot of similarities to Pichu. He has an incredible advantage state and damage output. He's super small and hard to hit, but he also dies super early and doesn't do well on the back foot. And he got nerfed just as hard as Pichu in patch 3.1. The nerfs dropped Olimar from high tier and he hasn't risen back up since. He's still good enough for Dabuz, Shutone, and Myron, but not good enough that Dabuz and Shutone felt they could rely on him alone. Both players have picked up secondaries to cover some matchups. Olimar could improve after patch 7.0 fixed his broken shield, helping him deal with ledge pressure. However, Olimar still struggles from having a kinda linear game plan that relies on zoning the opponent until they make a bad move. He's still got one of the best advantage states of any character, but his bad disadvantage.
Olimar has terrible offense, but an average defense. However, he has low speed and can't wall jump. Fortunately, he has top side recovery and a high up recovery. High offense with 3 speed ups.
Advantage might keep him in high tier. Greninja is a bit like a rushdown Olimar. Not in the sense that they play the same, but that they share some strengths and weaknesses. In advantage, Greninja is dashing around, low profiling, making himself hard to hit and peppering opponents with quick moves that are hard to deal with. When he's in disadvantage, he's scrambling to find a way out of shield and the right move to protect himself. Greninja has a super cool combo game, really reliable kill confirms, and a good pattern for offense. But he also has maybe the worst out of shield game of all the high tiers. He can use his speed and low profile dash to mitigate this weakness. Still, top tier characters and competitors will abuse him for it. Greninja feels like a pretty obvious high tier. Players like Leia and Venia get good results with him, but nothing too crazy. He has advantages that clearly outweigh his disadvantages. But his disadvantages are large enough that we see him get bullied for them a lot.
Greninja has terrible offense, but great defense, high speed, and great wall jumping. Unfortunately, he has a low recovery. Give him high offense, and 3 jump ups. Yet another close to high tier. Okay, we're getting somewhere.
The same can be said for Ultimate's 2 hypest sorties, Roy and Chrom, or Croy, if you're looking for another awful Smash portmanteau. Roy and Chrom have really defined strengths and weaknesses. Overall, the strengths outweigh the weaknesses, but the weaknesses are large enough to hold both characters back. Roy and Chrom both have a lot of kill power, damage, and speed. When they get in on opponents, they can score early kills and combos. And it's pretty easy for them to get in on their opponents too. They've also got great tools for juggling, tech chasing, ledge trapping, and even edge guarding, so their offense is basically S tier. Their defense is pretty good too. They both have good out of shield options, and they have nice air movement that saves their recoveries from being outright bad. Their disjoints and speed help them stay mobile and elusive in neutral too. Chrom's main issue is that he can be gimped, so he has to be more careful with his jumps and low recoveries. Roy has a slightly better but still abusable recovery and slightly less reliable kill confirms than Chrom. Roy basically has higher peaks than Chrom because his sweet spot can kill crazy early, but Chrom is more consistent. Between the two, Roy is probably more likely to get optimized into top tier. His sour and sweet spots open up new combos and kill confirms that could make his strengths overwhelm his weaknesses. For now, both characters stay in high tier because other rushdown characters have—
You did it again. You bundled them together without considering the stats. While they are 2 of the strongest characters, high speed, can't wall jump, and have a low recovery, the difference is their defense. Roy has great defense and Chrom has average. For them, 3 jump up spirits.
their strengths and don't have the weaknesses. Mario wishes he had the kill power Roy and Chrom have. If he did, he'd be top tier. Mario has pretty much everything but kill power, and that makes him a winning character to Dark Wizzy. Unfortunately, Mario's lack of kill power has even lost Dark Wizzy sets. However, outside of kill power, Mario doesn't struggle with much else but a slightly gimpable recovery and a lack of disjoints. Otherwise, Mario has a great neutral game. He has insane combos that can net super early kills if you're not careful. He has really good out-of-shield options. He has a lot of fast and effective moves and a pretty good grab, and he forces opponents to think about a lot of different things. Can my recovery be caped? Am I in a position where he can get a huge platform combo on me? What stage is this character even bad on? Mario's just a super solid character all around and definitely solo main viable. He could even become top tier if Dark Wizzy keeps tearing up the competition, if another Mario main starts performing, or if Zachary plays the character.
The Italian plumber has terrible offense and defense, but average speed and the best wall jump. Unfortunately, his recovery is low. High balanced spirit with 3 jump ups.
More often. Nintendo's other classic character, Rob, doesn't have trouble taking stocks. Rob has a lot of hard-hitting moves and is another great all-arounder. His well-balanced skill set has made him one of the more popular and more hated characters in Ultimate. But regardless of how many times you've been bodied by the robotic operating buddy, he's got his weaknesses. Mainly, Rob is a huge-bodied heavy that's easy to combo and kill confirm. Rob's disadvantage state can be kind of tricky. He's got lots of ways to delay landing and mess up timings, but he's pretty susceptible to hard reads. His nair can be pretty vulnerable to a parry and retaliation too. Rob's strengths greatly outweigh his weaknesses though. This cold-blooded machine can box up close, zone, edge guard, ledge trap, combo, and plenty more. He's got some weirdly bad moves in part of his kit, like some of his grabs, but he's got so many other good parts of his kit that he can really confuse and take advantage of opponents. Unless he gets nerfed,
Rob has terrible offense and defense, but average speed. He can't wall jump however, but the best recovery overall. Just give him a high balance spirit.
Rob isn't going out of style in Ultimate. Mega Man might be the only character you could say is kind of similar to Rob. Like Rob, Mega Man is great at zoning, but he can also scrap up close. Mega Man also suffers from similar weaknesses. Though Mega Man doesn't look like it, he's pretty darn heavy, and that makes him combo food. I mean, his Japanese name is Rockman after all. Mega Man makes up for a kind of rough disadvantage with great aerials, zoning tools, and kill confirms. His Metal Blade into up tilt kill confirm is one of the more underrated options in Ultimate, and his mains have been using it to get some great results too. Yeti, Scat, and Kameme have all done well in Ultimate. While Mega Man is really strong, a lot of the rushdown top tiers give him trouble and hold him in high tier. He can have issues with Pikachu, ZSS, and sometimes Peach because of his weight class. Mega Man might need to fight another boss and get another upgrade before he reaches top tier.
The Blue Bomber has terrible offense and defense and low speed. However, he has high wall jumping and side recovery. Unfortunately, his up is low. A high balanced spirit with 3 speed ups and a jump up. Maybe increase the power by 10%.
And finally, we have a character that you can't really compare to anything. Pac-Man. Pac-Man plays his own game. A game that relies on relentless zoning and what feels like a non-existent disadvantage state. Between a great neutral air out of shield, a fire hydrant that almost completely covers his landing, and items that will absolutely destroy you if you whiff against him, Pac-Man is harder to approach than your crush on Valentine's Day. Pac-Man's only weakness is that he can struggle to approach too, and he plays a lot better with a lead than without it. Pac-Man takes a lot of patience to play properly. So much patience that you basically need to be willing to go to a timeout. Since his playstyle can be linear, the more flexible top-tier characters can adapt and play around him by either camping him out or learning and exploiting his defensive tools.
Which is easier said than done!
Pac-Man has terrible offense and defense and low speed. However, he has a high wall jump, average side recovery, and high up recovery. A high balance with 3 speed ups. Finally, the top tiers.
Our last video. First up is Wario. Wario always had strong potential and a pretty good spot on our tier list. With his damage potential and kill potential, we all knew he was at least gonna be high tier. We moved him up to top tier because Wario's strengths clearly became so overpowering that his weaknesses didn't matter nearly as much. When we're talking overpowering, we're of course talking about Waft. You know, the deadly gas blast that links into a ton of Wario's moves and kills characters at like 60% or less. In this world of disjoints and projectiles, we initially thought that Wario could get walled out and kept out of Fart's reach too effectively to be in top tier. Now, seeing what Gluttony, Tweak, and other top competitors can do with the character, it's clear Wario is just too dangerous. He may have the best kill power in the game on top of one of the best combo games and a lot of good neutral tools too. This dude's got a command grab that can kill and a motorcycle. Although Wario still has to work to get in on his opponents, his great airspeed, great combo game, and lethal waft make him.
Wario has terrible offense, but average defense. However, his speed is low and he can't wall jump. Fortunately, he has a high recovery, high offense spirit with 3 speed ups.
Top tier. Our next addition to top tier is Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer has a ton of versatility as a character, and while Ivysaur got nerfed and Tweak dropped the character, Charizard got buffed, and it's looking like more and more PT mains are unlocking Squirtle's potential as an elusive little combo machine. Between the three Pokemon, PT mains have an option for most scenarios. They can build damage at all percents and get kills super early too. They've got a lot of good out of shield and defensive options as well. It is possible that PT mains get stuck on the wrong character for the wrong situation, but having access to 3 different kits is still super valuable. The invulnerability on Pokemon Swap is still a super useful combo breaker too. So we're saying that this trainer has officially battled their way up the mountain and into the Smash equivalent of the Elite Four. We're also still seeing some pretty good results with PT and seeing competitors like Puppey and Pandarian rewarded for sticking with the character. You can find good PT mains across the globe too, like Leffen in Europe and Tetelier in Japan. PT will probably still fluctuate in between top and high tier on a lot of tier lists, but don't expect them to drop any lower than that.
Squirtle and Ivysaur have terrible offense and Charizard has low offense. Squirtle has great defense and Charizard has average defense. Unfortunately, Ivysaur has terrible defense. Squirtle and Charizard have high speed, but Ivysaur has low speed. Squirtle has the best wall jump, but Ivysaur and Charizard can't. Squirtle and Ivysaur have a low side recovery, but Charizard is average. Unfortunately, overall up is low. High balance, 1 speed up, and a 2 jump ups. It won't make them equal, but it will fix the issues for the most part. If you want more, 10% power up. 1 is a little overrated, 1 is just overrated, and the last is hugely overrated.
If we're talking about combo breakers, we should talk about Snake. Snake has been top tier since the earliest days of Ultimate, and even though he's seen a drop-off in results, he hasn't dropped out of top tier. While Snake isn't making as many major top 8s and grand finals like he used to, he still has the best toolkit of any zoner in the game. Snake's frame 1 grenade makes him very hard to approach and combo. His C4 makes him great at controlling the stage. His Nikita invalidates a lot of recoveries, and he's basically one of the best ledge trappers in the game. On top of all that, Snake has weirdly good frame data and a lot of surprisingly fast and strong aerials like his down air. Yeah, that down air has absolutely no business being frame 3 and doing as much damage as it does. Right now, he's struggling a bit more because he has trouble landing and recovering against some of the really good rushdown characters in the game. However, we're already starting to see MVD make a resurgence. Plus, there's reason to believe that more time gives Snake players more room to think and create new strategies. And his up tilt is still busted. Let's talk a little.
Solid has low offense, terrible defense, low speed, and can't wall jump. However, he has top recovery. My advice, high offense, higher defense, and 3 speed ups.
A little more about those rushdown characters. Peach and Daisy make for a good starting point. The princess might just be the best rushdown character in the game. Peach has insane combo potential that works at lots of percentages. She can 0 to 60 a lot of characters, but she can also 20 to 80 or 40 to 100 characters too. That's a big deal because it means you can't just counter her by trying to avoid certain combo starters at certain percents. On top of combos, all of her hits do a surprising amount of damage, including her turnips. Her turnips give her added range and defensive ability that many other rushdown characters don't have. Her float lets her edgeguard and spam kill moves really well too. Put it all together and you have a character with insane offensive potential. Peach also has pretty strong results, even outside of Samsora. Japanese Peach main Umeki got 35th on the PGRU, and Dutch Peach main Meru is one of the best players in Europe. Since Peach has a crazy high skill ceiling and lots of tight combos, there's a good chance this character just keeps getting better too.
For once, you got it right. Both of them have the same stats since they echo. Both have low offense, but great defense. Unfortunately, they have low speed and can't wall jump. However, their side recovery is top-notch and their up is average. High offense, and 3 speed ups. Yet, overrated character.
If there's another character that has even more untapped potential, it might just be Pikachu. Unlike Peach, Pikachu doesn't have a ton of results beyond the best Pika main, Esam. Similar to Peach, Pikachu has a lot of tight combos, unique tools, and room for optimization. A lot of top players note that while Esam is a fantastic player, he can be too aggressive and kill-hungry to show the full potential this character has. While Pikachu has the speed and combo tools to get aggressive, he also has a lot of great tools to camp. His quick attack makes him really elusive and hard to edgeguard or ledge trap, and his Thunder Jolt is a great, easily spammable projectile that can help him control the stage. Even though Pikachu doesn't have the same results or player base as some of the other top tiers, he's got a lot of potential. And a lot of great frame data, great combo tools, solid pokes and options in neutral, good grab range, and a tiny pancake hurtbox that can make him super hard to touch. Oh, and he might have the best edge guarding and recovery in the game. So if we see even more Pika-mains come up with even more styles, then we could see this character get to Joker and Peach levels of representation.
Pikachu has terrible offense and defense, but has high speed, top wall jumping, and high side recovery. However, he has a low up recovery, high balance and 2 jump ups.
The top tier has 2 electrifying and hard-to-hit rushdown characters. The second is Zero Suit Samus. ZSS has one of the best moves in the entire game in the form of Flip Kick. This move alone could make the character high tier, and does wonders for ZSS's disadvantage. Even though ZSS is a light character, she can be super hard to kill because Flip Kick makes her super hard to hit. On top of Flip Kick, ZSS has a great combo game and one of the best tech chases in Ultimate. Her mid-range options and fast aerials make her pretty good in neutral too. ZSS doesn't really have a weak area of play and can go toe-to-toe with most of the cast. Her hurtbox is a little tall and she dies easily, but she's got Flip Kick, so that kinda doesn't matter much. ZSS has more than just raw mechanical strength. She's got results. We all know Mars just took down MKLeo, but over in Japan, ZSS is even more popular. Choco and Kuro got 26th and 18th on the PGRU while representing ZSS in Japan. Samsora and a lot of other players use this character as a secondary too. ZSS did get a nerf in patch 7.0, but it was just to the bury mechanic on her Flip Kick, which doesn't attack any of her core strengths.
Zero Suit is the weakest with terrible defense, but has high speed, wall jumping, and an average side recovery. However, her up recovery is low, high balance with 1 or 2 jump ups.
This character is a bit more colorful than electrifying, but they're still very hard to hit. Inkling is another fast, elusive rushdown character in the top tier. Huh, what do you know? Looks like being fast and hard to hit is maybe important in this game. Inkling's low-profile dash animation makes the character naturally tricky to catch and great at catching out the opponent. That's because in addition to having one of the best dashes in the game, Inkling also has one of the best dash grabs in the game. So not only is Inkling ducking under your attack, they're getting a grab afterwards. And that grab will lead to damage, tech chases, and of course, one of the easiest and most consistent kill confirms in the game, up throw up air. On top of all that, Inkling just has good moves. Their back air is large, disjointed, and pretty safe on shield. Their recovery has a big hitbox and isn't easy to interfere with. Their neutral air is a nice get-off-me tool. The roller is great if you've conditioned opponents to avoid shielding to dodge the dreaded Inkling grab. And their jab does a disgusting amount of damage, and not just in terms of percent, like mental damage. You gotta stand there and watch a 12-year-old squid kid paint you fluorescent orange for like 3 full seconds. Sure, Inkling doesn't have results that compare to other top tiers, but between Cosmos and Space, the character is still doing well enough to be top tier.
Inkling has terrible offense and defense. However, it has high speed, wall jumping, and an average side recovery. Unfortunately, it has low up recovery, high balance and 1 jump up. I hate to say it, but this is the most overrated fighter in Smash. No, I'm not sorry.
As far as fast rushdown characters with reliable kill confirms go, there's nobody quite like Fox. Like Inkling, Fox has a fairly easy and pretty reliable kill confirm that works inside a nice big percentage window, neutral air into up smash. Fox's high speed makes him opponent combo character in general. He can chase down one hit and chain it into another, staying in advantage for a while and putting on a lot of damage. His super fast moves make him pretty good at starting combos and anti-airing opponents as well. Like a lot of other rushdown characters, he is a bit light, but it doesn't matter as much as you'd think because he's so quick. Fox also has great ledge trapping potential with his neutral air. It activates so quickly and lasts so long that it can cover pretty much any option at the ledge. Since it can chain into up smash, it's also super deadly. Fox's only real weakness is his recovery, and even then, it's mostly a weakness against certain other top tiers. On top of his generally great offense and solid defense, Fox has excellent results. It used to be that Light was the main star in the world of Fox mains. Now, Japan's best Fox main, PAC-MAN, has taken off too. He got 4th place at EVO Japan just 1 month ago.
Fox has terrible offense, but great defense and high speed. Unfortunately, his jump overall is low, high offense and 3 jump ups.
If you ever speak of a character with a great neutral air, you gotta talk about Palutena right after or else someone's gonna bring her up. This whirlin' twirlin' nair machine of a character has a lot more than just one aerial. She has a super solid toolkit that makes her an easy top tier. Palutena did get some of the heftiest nerfs of patch 7.0, losing kill power off of down throw and neutral air. While these nerfs will be noticeable and will make it tougher out there for Palu mains, the character should have enough to stay top tier. Don't worry, Naifus, your dude will still be making top 8s. Palutena still has a lot of great raw kill moves like back air or even dash attack. Palutena still has great edge guarding capabilities and one of the most unique movement tools in the game, warp ledge canceling. She's still weirdly fast and she can still carry you across the stage with her neutral air, then she can back throw you off of it. Overall, she's just one of Smash's most well-rounded characters. Her ability to react to pretty much every situation and have an answer for every phase of the game makes her strong. Her only weakness can be scramble scenarios where she's really getting rushed down. She can struggle against some other top-tier characters, but she's a goddess for a reason, and she's not being rivaled by a lot of those mid-tier mortals.
The goddess has terrible offense, but great defense and high speed. However, she can't wall jump and has a low recovery, high offense with 3 jump ups.
If Palutena isn't the most well-rounded character in the game, then Lucina might be. Lucina has a good enough mix of speed, disjoints, and good defensive options that she could be top tier for the entire game, barring balance changes, of course. Lucina does lack raw kill power as well as kill confirms, meaning she needs to go for shield breaks or edge guards to get those low percent kills. However, her great aerials and awesome recovery make her pretty good at edge guarding and challenging opponents in the air. She has the safe aerials and hitboxes that you need to be good in neutral and ultimate as well. While Lucina doesn't have ridiculous combos, her big disjoints make her great at juggling opponents and staying in advantage. So she can still build percents, she just does it more through frame traps in her advantage state. She's also getting some pretty good results with Proto-Banham.
How is it that Lucina is higher on this list despite being weaker than Marth? Terrible offense, but great defense and high speed. She can't wall jump and has a low recovery. This is stupid. Why is it that no one does the research like they do? Granted, it's not completely accurate, but they at least try. You can make the argument that some are better. Heck, I have an offense tier from weak to strong, but the only problem is Pit and Dark Pit were put together. I feel like no one has an equal amount of playability. Anyways, high offense and 3 jump ups.
As well. Now for the Phantom Thief himself, Joker. Joker rounds out our top tier as one of the most dynamic and exciting characters we've seen in Ultimate. His edge guarding, his drag down kill confirms, and his quick speed make Joker about as exciting as he is strong. Joker also got notable nerfs this patch, reducing the width of his down gun hitbox so it's easier to punish his landing, and making his Arsene meter deplete more when he's hit. Like the Palutena changes, these nerfs will be noticeable and could put Joker lower down within top tier, but they shouldn't take him out of top tier altogether. Joker still has some of the best edge guarding and pressure tools in the game. He still has great safe options he can use in neutral. He still has good ways to build damage and take kills. And he still has that big ghost man in the top hat who will beat you up if you try and bother him. While Joker's disadvantage state is worse now that his down guns have been nerfed, he still has great aerials and a small hurt box to help him stay safe, and he still has his obscenely good counters. Joker's defense took a hit, but the hit basically knocked his defensive game from top tier to high tier, and his offense and his neutral are still definitely top tier. Don't expect to see Joker disappear into the shadows just yet, and don't expect MK Leo to use another character to steal the tournament away from his competitors.
Joker has terrible offense, but comes close to low tier thanks to his persona. He also has high defense, speed, and wall jumping. Unfortunately, he has a low recovery, high offense and 3 jump ups. That's it. Final thoughts. This tier list, while it isn't perfect, I can understand that no one uses the options, because it's based on a player's skill. But that's why it fails. The players have never practiced for the match. They didn't consider the strengths and weaknesses properly. I think they could be better players if they practice with them. Bottom line for the players, get good. Like, comment, share the video, subscribe, and click on the bell to get notified for more of my work. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Discord for Q&A, polls, and announcements.